So Brian Johnson came out with a new video called You're Exercising Wrong. Since I have been coaching people for many years, helping them look and feel their best, I feel fully qualified to review this video and giving you my unfiltered, unbiased opinion. All right, let's get into it. Oh, it's like the Matrix.
Come hither. In the not-so-distant future, we discovered something truly terrifying about exercise. Most people who exercise are doing it all wrong and is shortening their lives.
They are.
Exercise will definitely help you live a longer, happier life. It's just not the best way to lose weight. Cardio is the most underrated thing you can do to maintain or
No, it's not. Greg douchebag.
get a lean physique.
Exercise is actually pretty useless when it comes to weight loss.
You should be doing cardio. The higher intensity your cardio, the worse. Zone 2 training is overrated. Squat is often called the king of exercise. Stop squatting. Instead of heavy back squats, I would recommend Bulgarian split squats or leg presses.
If you listen to the internet, exercise would be impossible. Lift heavy. Don't lift heavy. Run. Never run. Cardio kills gains. No, lifting kills endurance. Everyone has the answer. Everyone claims they have the science to back it up. And everyone thinks the other person is wrong.
This is the laziest training I've ever seen.
But here's the truth. Your body isn't one system. It's many systems working together. Ignore one and the others eventually suffer. Which means the real question isn't what's
Just showing some dude on roids? What does that even have to do with anything?
the best type of exercise. It's what combination of exercises keeps you alive the longest.
We don't know that. That's the whole point.
Bro, cardio kills gains. Everyone knows that. Yeah? We got news for you, bro. Lifting makes you slow.
No, it doesn't. Every fucking power sports out there uses weights.
Hush. Please. Both of you are spiritually misaligned.
Well, it's got very high production value. Tell us a millionaire.
Actually, you're all a bit misaligned. Who are you? If you didn't watch the last video, you're already behind. Shh. Young unks, if you want to live long, exercise is non-negotiable. In fact,
What?
regular exercise can reduce the risk of all-cause mortality by 31%.
Based on what? How do you know? These are just correlations. This is insulting. Again, for the same reason, we're not allowed to take humans and put them into a laboratory for an extended period of time, basically for the entire life if you're going to claim longevity, and then do some tests with every other variables are isolated. Not allowed to do that. And one group would exercise and the other one wouldn't, and you would look at who would live the longest. We can't do that. So what the fuck are you basing yourself on?
Damn, bro. Preach. But here's the problem. Most people get stuck in a sea of overwhelming misinformation. They hyper-focus
True.
on one form of exercise, or they do nothing at all. Whoa. Let me stop you there. That's for sure not any of us. Both come with a price. If you want the body that will carry you forward over the next several decades, you need the right information. Science-backed, data-driven, and simple enough to actually follow.
No, that's the problem. We have no science to back it up.
That was the great goal. Do you want to go again? Collect the crystal to upgrade your weapons now. Do you want to choose a
Friends, these are the 5 Who are you talking to? God damn it. Shh. Friends,
God, that's cringy.
these are the 5 pillars of exercise for longevity. Now roll the tape. Pillar 1, strength training. Here are some of the false narratives. Lifting weights is only for bodybuilders. It will kill my endurance. It's dangerous and causes injury. I'm too old or weak to start. It makes you less flexible. Lift
To a certain extent, it does.
heavy only, no pain, no gain. Truth is, muscle health is one of the strongest predictors of
Jesus. He looks really bad. He looks very plasticky and fake. Looks like he's wearing a mask almost. Jesus.
longevity.
Once you're stronger, everything becomes easier.
A massive Swedish study of more than 1 million young men found that those in the weakest third had a 20 to 35% higher risk of premature death compared to the strongest. Muscle isn't just cosmetic, it's metabolic armor. It stabilizes joints, improves insulin sensitivity, supports bone density, and protects your body as you age.
Muscle isn't just about looking.
Well, yeah, but most people deteriorate this fast because they're eating absolute garbage. Humans in nature have just sufficient amount of muscle, but anything above that, homeostatic line of added muscle is just going to tax your body further. There's no benefits beyond what you're naturally supposed to sit. Yes, you need some type of muscle to hunt and do things like that, but not as much as you think.
Being fit or being strong. It literally determines whether you can live independently in old age.
You want to be the oldest person in the gym, not the youngest person in the nursing home.
A simple guide. Aim for
What? There's so many things wrong. And I say that as a trainer. Everything is fucked up in that video. And it's not based on real science because we don't have the science. Well, at the end, I'll give you my final thoughts. Stick around.
for at least 3 strength building sessions per week. Focus on compound movements that train the entire body. Push. Pull. Squat. Progressively overload the weight you use and/or the reps you do week over week.
Progressive overload.
Progressive overload.
Progressive overload.
Progressively overload.
Progressive overload. Progressive overload.
You know you need progressive overload to keep driving progress.
Adding just a little bit of weight to the bar every single week, or adding a repetition, maybe 2.
There are apps available that will help you.
Progressive overload will ensure that you progress in muscle gain and strength, but it doesn't mean that you will progress in longevity. It's ridiculous. At some point, if you do want to keep active and keep working out, you do not need to continue pushing the progressive overload. At some point, you can just maintain what you have. There's no benefit beyond a certain point, especially not for longevity.
You track progressive overload. Find one that works for you. There are many ways to structure a routine, but the most important thing is build and maintain functional strength. Because strength today is independence tomorrow.
I suggest 1 hour a day of strenuous exercise.
Guard your health. It's a precious gift.
A lot of stretching, a lot of kicking.
To walk, walk, walk.
Have you noticed what they said? They said stretching, which has nothing to do with strength exercise, and even animals do stretching in the wild. And the second one, she said walking. Both of these things are very beneficial for your health and longevity. I'm not denying that whatsoever. But the strength, strenuous, stressful exercise is absolutely for debate.
Exercise for life.
Pillar 2, low intensity cardio.
Zone 2 cardio is absolutely critical to our health.
Zone 2 is valuable.
Zone 2 training has become incredibly popular.
Why? Why is it absolutely essential for our health? Do you think my ancestors who were in the forest needed to do zone 2 cardio in order to be healthy? Why? In what fucking context? Not a single animal in nature run for no reason. Why would they? Finding food and resources in the wild is costly and expensive. Why would you waste energy for no reason in the name of health? Guys, if you like a no BS approach to health based in absolute logical thinking, you should consider subscribing or whatever.
Is phenomenal for your heart health.
Here are some of the false narratives. Cardio kills your muscle gains. It's the only way to burn fat. The more you do, the better. It needs to be exhausting. Walking doesn't count.
Yes, walking counts. No, it doesn't need to be hard. No, you don't even need cardio to be healthy.
Truth is, low intensity cardio, and specifically zone 2, is one of the best ways to extend lifespan.
How do you know?
This is exercise at a pace where you can still hold a conversation.
You got to start using the talk test while you're doing your zone 2 runs, because if you can't hold the conversation while you're running, you're not in zone 2.
Zone 2 improves mitochondrial function, the tiny power plants inside your cells.
Why? Why do you think that? It improves the function while you're doing it? Well, no shit. You're forcing your body through a stressful period. Of course the body is gonna ramp up production of energy. It's so fucking stupid.
It trains your body to produce energy efficiently, burn fat effectively.
No, it doesn't. You should always lose fat through the proper human diet.
And maintain metabolic health.
What does that even mean? How do you know? Some joggers die of a heart attack. That doesn't sound like very metabolically healthy.
Guide. Start today, then build tomorrow, and the next day, and so on.
Cardiovascular activity done appropriately is good for you. It's good for your health.
Do it for your overall health and well-being.
I personally aim for 150 minutes of Zone 2 cardio per week. Walking, jogging, cycling, swimming. And one of the easiest habits you can build, take a 10-minute walk after meals.
That's actually I agree with. It can help, just moving things along, clearing things out. Not to mention, you just get to be outside. Being outside is always healthier, regardless of the reason.
It will improve blood sugar control, digestion, and keep your...
They keep mentioning blood sugar control. Just stop eating the fucking sugar. Like, if we had to manage this problem so much, why would we continue to eat carbs? We know it's damaging because we're always trying to manage it.
Your body moving throughout the day.
Use your muscles for 10 minutes. Your muscles are going to be using some of the glucose from the meal you just ate.
10-minute walk around the block can drastically reduce your glucose response.
Pillar 3, high-intensity cardio. Specifically, zones 4 and 5 is an extremely important part of your cardiovascular health, a pillar for longevity. If low-intensity cardio builds the engine, high intensity expands and tests the limits of that engine. Short bursts of high intensity exercise dramatically improves VO2 max. VO2 max measures how efficiently your body uses oxygen during exercise. And it turns out, VO2 max is one of the strongest predictors of longevity.
Improve your VO2 max, which is correlated with all sorts of important metrics related to health span, performance, and lifespan.
We don't have data to support that, only correlation studies.
Unit that you improve it, that is associated with a 45-day.
Associated is always associated. There are so many factors in those correlation studies to take into account. You cannot make those claims.
Extension in life expectancies.
Higher VO2 max is consistently associated with lower risk of cardiovascular disease and death. Conversely, lower VO2 max is a powerful mortality predictor. In a large exercise treadmill cohort, adults in the lowest 25th percentile had about a 5 times higher risk of all-cause mortality compared with those in the top 2%.
So if your VO2 max is 60, walking 3 miles per hour is no problem for you. If your VO2 max is 20, that's going to feel pretty difficult.
The higher your VO2 max goes, the more it seems to preserve all-cause mortality.
I aim for 75 minutes of high-intensity cardio each week. Yes, that's a lot, but remember, start where you can and build over time. When training...
It's so sad, he's destroying his body, and you can tell just by looking at him.
In zone 4 and zone 5, your heart rate should reach about 80 to 90% of its maximum. The exact number will vary from person to person, but simple online calculators can help you find your personal training zones. Exercises might include sprinting, cycling, battle ropes. One of my personal favorites, the Norwegian 4x4.
The Norwegian 4x4 interval training.
Oh, where did he come up with these names? The Norwegian 4x4.
Protocol.
Norwegian 4x4 is gold standard at the moment for improving VO2 max.
The magical Norwegian 4x4 minute intervals were everywhere.
The Norwegian 4x4 interval training is one of the most effective ways to boost endurance, heart health, and VO2 max.
This is 4 minutes of high intensity zone 5 exercise, followed by 3 minutes of zone 2. Do 4 sets of these. The key indicator, you shouldn't be able to speak comfortably. Your heart and lungs should be working hard. As with all things Blueprint,
since when in any context in nature and even in our society does something last longer the harder and longer you push it? If I start my blender and I let it run for an hour every day for no reason, do you think my blender is gonna last longer? What fucking logic is that?
measurement and data is everything. So for optimal results, wear a good heart rate monitoring device to ensure you're working within the correct zones.
Don't buy that garbage.
Pillar 4, mobility and flexibility.
What is?
Okay, that might be probably the only one that's good or important in that list.
Mobility is the most important aspect of a functional human being.
Mobility is one of the keys to longevity in training.
Most people are lacking sufficient mobility in key areas.
Here's the false narrative. Stretching is optional.
Stretching is a waste of time.
But stretching's popularity is mostly undeserved.
You know, stretching is a big waste of time.
The truth is, mobility determines how long your body stays functional. As we age, joints stiffen, connective tissue tightens, posture deteriorates.
Not as much as people think in nature, because if you're always kind of moving in your natural environment where nothing is you're not seated at a desk for hours, you're not going in cars, and also if you eat the right way and you spend enough time in the sun, your joints should feel pretty good even in your later ages.
And simple movements become more difficult. Falls are one of the leading causes of injury and death in older adults. Mobility training protects your ability to move freely.
Being able to move freely will allow you to maximize your progress in anything you do.
You need both aspects of mobility and flexibility to create a good, well-rounded, flexible body.
A simple guide. Incorporate stretching and mobility work daily. Focus on the hips, spine, ankles, hamstrings, shoulders. It doesn't have to be complicated. 5 to 10 minutes a day can make a profound difference over time. Pillar 5, balance.
So your stretching routine should be addressing those imbalances that are unique to you. It will differ than mine. You need to spend time to develop a relationship with your body so that you know exactly how to fine-tune it and rebalance it before you go abuse it.
Balance, you say? Balance is for babies, skateboarders, gymnasts. Why is this on the list? Well, my friend, because balance is possibly the most overlooked pillar of longevity fitness.
Metaphorically, balance is one of the keys to a happy life, yet it gets massively overlooked in most of our training programs.
Everybody loses their balance from time to time. I mean, how many times have you slipped or tripped, just not paying attention, and you've stumbled and tripped over yourself?
I think these were drunk people.
Balance is a powerful indicator of neurological health and aging. Research shows that people who cannot balance on one leg for 10 seconds have a significantly higher risk of mortality. One study showed an 84% higher all-cause mortality risk among middle-aged adults. Balance reflects coordination, neuromuscular control, and brain health.
If your body doesn't know how to switch your core on and make your muscles work in the right order, you will fall over a lot.
A simple guide. Practice balance exercises daily. Stability drills.
Yes.
Slow, controlled movements. And my personal favorite, single leg stands. Try doing them with your eyes closed for as long as possible. And remember, small efforts today create stability decades from now. Friends, you don't need the perfect workout routine. You just need to start. Choose one pillar and begin integrating it into your daily routine. In my personal protocol, I train for 6 to 8 hours per week. Each day I do 30 minutes of strength training, 30 minutes of cardio, with mobility, flexibility, and balance work layered in throughout the day. The most important principle isn't perfection or intensity, it's consistency. Exercise should become a habit. Because movement isn't just about looking younger, it's about building a body to carry you forward for decades to come. Peace out, immortals. So, we all matter. Correct.
All right, that's enough. All right, so there was many things wrong in that video, and I will explain why. Why is because, for the reason that I explained earlier, we can't put people in a goddamn lab for their entire life, making them go through tortured exercise for their entire life, whilst controlling every other variables to know if it's actually beneficial for longevity or not. We don't have that data. All we have is associations and correlation, and we all know what we can do with those kind of studies. Shove it right up where the sun doesn't shine. And you can just use your own logic and observation. Look at the people who live the longest. Look, my grandmother, my French grandmother, she's 101 years old and she's still functional and she's still kicking ass. Do you really think it's because she went to the gyms 4 times a week and did 3 sets of 12s on the incline? Fuck no. Every single people who live past 100 is because they were, first of all, active. Active doesn't mean slamming it on the deadlift. Active means they spend time outside doing gardening. My grandmother, she's always like washing the dishes, taking care. She's moving her body, but in a gentle, active way. The second, they spend a lot of time outside in the sun. Third, they eat pretty good. And then fourth, they're always part of something more than themselves. They're part of a community, part of a group. They socialize, they interact, they make connection. They're just happy people. That's what's gonna make you live the longest, not your PR on squats or however how long you can run on cardio. Fuck me. There's even that guy that was in the 70s, Jim Fixx, I think his name was. He popularized jogging all over the States and brainwashed everybody to run like a fucking slave. And you know what? He died of a fucking heart attack. In fact, if I think about it, jogging is one of the rare sports where people can actually die of a heart attack mid-sport. Do you think that's conducive to health and longevity? No. Even the word marathon itself, if you look, it comes from the old Greek legend where the messenger ran from Troy to the city Marathon to deliver a message after the war, and he died upon arrival of exhaustion. The name itself is based on death. Why would you do that? Just look in nature. Animals are not dumb enough to do that. There's only humans who thinks we're better with our correlation studies. This has to fucking stop, guys. And that's why we're here, to bring a savage, logical edge to wellness.